Welcome to Buzz, your daily deep dive into the trends, memes, and digital movements shaping our world. Visit buzz.neuralnewscast.com for the full visual breakdown.
Today, we are tracking a story that is literally halting the flow of, well, everything. If your For You page looks like a scene from a disaster movie, you're not alone.
It is total chaos, Jonah. I'm seeing people at my local grocery store filming empty shelves like they're reporting from the front lines of an apocalypse. The East Coast Dockworkers strike is officially the biggest vibe shift of 2026 so far.
It really is. The ILA, or the International Longshoremen's Association, has walked out from Maine to Texas. And while the mainstream news is talking about GDP and contract negotiations, the internet is talking about bananas.
Let's get into the social fallout. Jonah, have you seen the hashtag banana panic? It's currently sitting at 50 million views on TikTok. Why are we so obsessed with the fruit specifically?
Because it's the ultimate canary in the coal mine for our supply chain, Leela. Bananas are perishable and almost entirely imported through these specific ports. If the ships aren't unloading, the bananas aren't ripening on your counter. It's a very visual representation of a complex economic problem.
It's so visual that creators are making haul videos of themselves buying 3 months worth of frozen fruit. It's giving 2020 toilet paper hoarding vibes, but with a, 2026 prepper aesthetic twist.
And what's interesting is how the dockworkers themselves are responding. We're seeing workers on the picket lines in Savannah and New York City doing day-in-my-life vlogs from the strike. They're using the same trending sounds we use for morning routines to show the reality of their struggle.
I love that. It humanizes the strike. Instead of just a headline about disrupted trade, you see a guy named Mike explaining that he's fighting against port automation because he wants to make sure his kids have jobs. That kind of content is performing way better than the official statements from the USMX.
The USMX, for those not in the loop, is the United States Maritime Alliance. They represent the employers. And their digital presence is, well, it's very corporate press release. They're struggling to compete with the raw, emotional energy of a worker with a smartphone and a 5G connection.
It's a classic battle of narratives, Jonah. On one side, you have the efficiency and economy argument, and on the other, you have the labor rights and human cost argument. And the internet, as always, is picking sides in the most dramatic way possible.
The conflict I'm seeing most is the tension between labor solidarity and Gen Z's reliance on hyper-fast shipping. You've got people posting power to the workers 1 minute, and then where is my Sheen haul the next?
The irony is palpable. We're a generation that prides itself on social consciousness, but we also get a hit of dopamine from a tracking notification. When those notifications say delayed due to port strike, the comment sections turn into a battlefield.
Wait, what? I saw a thread on X yesterday where someone tried to calculate exactly how many days of the strike it would take before the next iPhone release is affected. People were genuinely spiraling. Leela, does this feel like a moment where digital culture finally has to face the reality of the physical world?
100%. We spend so much time in the cloud that we forget our entire lifestyle relies on people moving massive steel boxes off of ships. This strike is a glitch in the matrix for anyone who thought the buy now button was magic.
And the memes are leaning into that. There's a viral edit of a giant container ship with the caption, "My mental health holding on by a thread." It's funny, but it also shows how much background noise this is creating in our daily lives.
Speaking of background noise, let's talk about the logistics talk influencers. These are people who usually have 500 followers, but now they're getting millions of views because they can explain what a TEU or a berth is.
Educational content is having a massive moment. It's like everyone suddenly wants a PhD in supply chain management just so they can predict when the price of avocados will go up. It's smart cultural fluency in action.
It really is. But Jonah, what's the long-term play here? If this strike lasts more than a week, do the memes stay funny, or does the internet turn on the workers when the shelves actually go bare?
That's the million-dollar question. Right now, the sentiment is leaning toward labor support because of the anti-work and anti-corporate trends we've seen over the last few years. But consumerism is a powerful drug, Leela. Once the banana panic turns into a coffee shortage, the tone might shift.
That's insane, Jonah. Not the coffee. That's where I draw the line. But seriously, the way this is being framed as a 2026 bingo card event is so telling. We treat these massive economic shifts like plot points in a season of a TV show.
It's the gamification of news. We're all just watching this strike tracker apps like we're waiting for a game patch to drop. Update 2.1, ports are still closed. Bananas are now a premium currency.
And we can't ignore the political side of this. With everything else happening in 2026, a total shipping shutdown is the last thing anyone in DC wants. The digital pressure is mounting for the government to step in, but the ILA has made it clear they aren't moving until the deal is right.
Exactly. The comments on the president's latest posts are just thousands of emojis of ships and stop signs. It's a direct line from the picket line to the policymakers, powered by social media engagement.
So whether you're hoarding bananas or just watching the drama unfold from your couch, one thing is clear. The dockworkers have the internet's full attention. And they're using it to prove that without them, the digital world comes to a grinding halt.
Well said, Leela. It's a masterclass in modern leverage. I'll keep an eye on the logistics talkers for any updates on our caffeine supply.
Please do. My morning routine depends on it. That's all the time we have for today's roundup. Stay savvy out there and maybe don't buy all the bananas.
Save some for the rest of us. Good catch up, Leela.
You too, Jonah. This has been Buzz. We'll see you in the feed. Neural Newscast is AI-assisted, human-reviewed. View our AI transparency policy at neuralnewscast.com.